Good morning everyone. Ohayo gozaimasu. I'm Rods, your sensei for today. Welcome to Practical Research 2 Lesson Series. We're going to talk about designing research in daily life.
We have three objectives in this lesson. First, design a research used in daily life. Second, write a research title. And third, describe the background of research. Let's have a short activity prior to the discussion of today's lesson. In this activity, you have to identify whether the research title is of qualitative or quantitative nature. Get your notepad and pen to jot down your answers. You have 10 seconds to decide for each item. Are you ready? Then, let us start. Pinay Single Mom, Paghanga o Pagkutya, a multi-case study on the lives and experiences of solo parents in Zamboanga City. A PWD's Battle, a qualitative study on the reactions and experiences of persons with disabilities. Ryconet geotextile, rice Oryza sativa, straw, and coconut Cocos nucifera, Quanet as ground cover for soil erosion mitigation. Challenges encountered by blue-collar workers in managing their wages. Okay, let us now check whether your answers are correct. Qualitative titles are Pinay Single Mom, Paghanga o Pagkutya, a multi-case study on the lives and experiences of solo parents in Zamboanga City, and A PWD's Battle, a qualitative study on the reactions and experiences of persons with disabilities. Quantitative titles are Ryconet geotextile, rice Oryza sativa straw, and coconut Cocos nucifera, Quanet as ground cover for soil erosion mitigation, and challenges encountered by blue-collar workers in managing their wages.
How did you fare in this activity? If you got all items correct, that's great. That means you have enough schema on differentiating qualitative and quantitative research. If you got items wrong, it's okay. You can start reviewing this topic or consult your teacher for gray areas. A simple tip for you: to deduce whether a research title is qualitative or quantitative, identify the variables in the study and what the researchers will do with this study. That is why the first two lessons are important in understanding our topic for today. You are oriented with what quantitative research is and the significance of variables in this type of research. These ideas will be very important in working on your own study.
So now, let us begin the discussion of our first objective, which is to design a research used in daily life. The world is a vast place, and this vastness equates the sources of problems we can research on. However, with this great number, how do we pick a single problem to solve and investigate? There are varied sources of problems presented around us, but to identify a single problem for a research, we have to consider some things. In selecting a topic, we must begin by brainstorming for ideas. Choose a topic that interests you. Brainstorming ideas can be done individually or by group. It is also better to source out ideas from other people or to ask for their opinions about your chosen topic. Read the general background information. Read existing information about your topic. By doing this, you will be able to see the bigger picture or the general situation of the problem. Focus on your topic. Keep your topic manageable. A topic will be very difficult to research on if it is too broad or too narrow. Make a list of useful keywords. Keep track of the words that describe your topic. This will make your topic more specific and more focused. Be flexible. It is common to modify your topic during the research process. When researching, you may not wish to change your topic, but as you go on the process, you may consider some aspects of the topic which can be more interesting and manageable than your original topic. Define your topic as a focused research question. To do this, you can start with a word, develop a more focused interest of an aspect relating to that word, and begin to have questions about the topic. Research and read more about the topic. You will need to do some research and reading before you select your final topic. Your readings will help you have a deeper understanding of your topic. Last is formulate a thesis statement. This may be the answer to your research question or a way to clearly state the purpose of your research. Once you already selected your research topic, there are some factors that you have to consider to formulate your research problems. A researcher should consider the relevance, interest, manageability, and available resources. Relevance means the significance of your topic to the chosen field or advancement of science or specialization. It should be novel and genuine. Interest means your motivation, intellectual curiosity, and perceptiveness. These are the essential attitudes that bring anticipated satisfaction or enjoyment in the completion of research tasks. It also constitutes the researcher's knowledge, expertise, training, and experience in order for him to cope with the research demands. Manageability means the study can be done without burdening the researcher. It considers the fact that studies must be pursued in a given time frame and that the research must not be expensive to undertake. Thus, it must be manageable for the researcher. Available resources mean the availability of subjects or participants of the study, the needed facilities and equipment, as well as the support from the researcher's environment. These considerations are significant factors in the success of a research. If one of these factors are not considered, the researcher may find it difficult to do the study. Our second objective is to write a research title. After selecting your research topic, the next thing to do is to create a working research title. A research title should summarize the main idea of the paper and be a concise statement of the topic. It should include the major variables and show the relationship of the main variables of the study. It must also include the main task of the researcher about the major variables under study and mention the participants and the setting. The title must be broad enough to include all aspects of the study, but should be brief and concise as possible. It must encapsulate the whole research in a glance. We are now on the last objective of this lesson, which is to describe the background of research. Once we selected the research topic and formulated the research title, the next thing to do is to describe the research background. The background of the research includes information which would focus attention on the importance and validity of the problem. It is the general orientation to the problem area. It introduces important facets that establish the general context where the study revolves. The following are essential parts to be included in the background of the study. What is the rationale of the research problem? This question is answered by sharing the reasons why the researcher decided to look for solutions to the problem. A rationale may include the narration of the personal experiences, a description of an article read, a scene witnessed, a news heard, or a theory that needs to be clarified. The researcher should describe the existing and prevailing problem based on his or her experience. The scope may be local, national, or international. Ideally, the rationale can start from a global perspective to a more personal one. Next, what is the setting of the research problem? The setting forms part of the delimitation of the study. It defines the geographic boundaries and certain demographic characteristics of the research. This describes the place where the research was conducted, since the setting has a significant bearing on the variables being studied. In the description of the setting, its distinctive characteristics must be highlighted. What is the basic literature foundation of the problem? This is different from the review of related theories, conceptual literature, and research literature. This part seeks to provide the researcher clarity on the terms or variables used in the study. The terms and variables must be clear to the researcher for an easy understanding of the readers. As such, sufficient background can assist the investigator in determining the boundaries of the study. This part is derived from different literature sources. The use of various references is crucial in this part of the first chapter. How serious is the chosen research problem? The researcher is tasked to identify the intensity and magnitude of the problem. When the gravity of the problem has already been described, he or she may then gauge the kind of action to be used to identify the problem. In most cases, the researcher at this point looks for statistical or quantitative evidence to assess the significance of the problem at hand. What is the general objective of the research problem? This is the general statement of the problem or the major tasks of the researcher to discharge and should be the basis of the enumerated statements of specific problems. What is the overall purpose of the research problem? It is important to note that the researcher must be totally aware of the purpose of the research problem. He or she must fully understand the implications of the resulting findings of the study. The background of research is very important in establishing the cognitive setting of the research, and it involves discussing why there is a need to study the problem, clarifying the important terminologies for the reader to easily understand what the research is about, and establishing the degree of seriousness of the problem, which has prompted the researcher to look for solutions. For a good background, the researcher can state the antecedents of the study, the reasons why this topic is proposed relative to the previous studies.
To conclude our lesson for today, here are some key points for you to remember. Formulating research problems requires evaluating possible sources and considering all the factors that may affect the success of your research. The research title should summarize the main idea and include all the major variables and participants in the study. The research background establishes the cognitive setting of the research and involves discussing the need to study the problem, clarifying important terminologies, and establishing the degree of seriousness of the problem. Writing the research title and background is the first step of your research journey. Thus, we must see to it that we begin with a good start.
For clarifications, feel free to contact your Practical Research 2 teachers. For our post activity, comment down a research topic that you want to study. This will serve as your participation for today's lesson.
Alright, that's all for this time. Remember to click the link in the description for your assessment. If you like this lesson, please don't forget to give this video a heart react. Arigatou gozaimasu, minasan. Have a good day. じゃあね。